and human emotion. This final session explores how malls and brands in Saudi Arabia are transforming into cultural ecosystems, storytelling spaces that celebrate connection. Very strong ways to close today's conference, indeed. So please welcome on stage Walid bin Dawood, the CCO of bin Dawood Holding, Omar Faris Al-Fayyada, GM of Commercial of Andalus Property, Valeria Andriva, the CMO of Gold Apple, Mohammed Saeed, the General Manager, Leisure and Entertainments of Abdullah Ali Almar and Brothers, Diraj Sood, Vice President and Head of Retail of Max, KSA and Landmark, Al Satosha, the Regional Vice President for the MENA region. And to stir the conversation along, please welcome our moderator for this session, Dr. Martin Davis, Retail Sector Leader and Head of City Excellence Division of the Royal Commission for Riyadh City, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Ladies and gentlemen, your final panel of the day.
Good afternoon, everybody. Firstly, apologies from my side. Something that hasn't happened before, but rather tragic, happened to me today. And I was saying earlier to Valeria, I lost my glasses. So if you see me squinting and not reading too well and you're not focusing, I have an excuse. Apologies. So I'll do my best regardless. Thank you very much for the kind invitation, and thank you most importantly to our guests. We have about, 45 minutes or so, and thank you very much, everyone, for remaining here. I probably will have to decline. This probably won't work for me, but thank you regardless. Thanks for staying here today, and I'm hoping the last session is a good send-off for the strong day of discussions you've been having. I'm not going to, in the interest of time, I'm not going to go through every single speaker and introduce you. The format is pretty laissez-faire. We want to really talk about how the increasing competition in the retail market in Saudi Arabia, particularly here in Riyadh, is reshaping the thinking about mall experience, mall design, and what are we offering for what I hope is a more demanding consumer. So, what I'd like to do is sort of each of you in turn just say who you are, describe your company, but most importantly, what do you see the emerging trends in the market, and how is your business reacting to it? Diraj, can I start with you?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Dr. Martin. My name is Diraj Sood. I head Max here in KSA. We are an omni-channel value fashion retailer. Been in the region for more than 2 decades now. And in KSA, we're kind of present in the length and breadth of the kingdom, 130 stores. And I'll straight away come to Dr. Martin's question in terms of where we see the market and what is competition doing and how are we reacting. So in the kingdom, we were talking about it generally with some of the co-panelists earlier in the day and some of my colleagues. It's the best time to be in the kingdom if you are a retailer. And I'm sure a lot of you would agree to that. At this juncture, when the country is undergoing so much transformation, the vision to 2030, which is like 5 years away from now, we are seeing a retail explosion. We're seeing a lot of new players coming in, new malls coming in, which is kind of also helping brands who've been here for a long time. It gives us time to think. It gives us time to evolve. It also gives us a challenge to continue to better ourselves. And as we've seen, there are a lot of players which are coming in. We know Avenues is coming in Riyadh very shortly. 26, 27 is when they'll open. And we see a lot of malls, doing a refurb, where they're refitting themselves, trying to be ready for the upcoming time when the competition increases, when we get closer to 2030, and when we see that big tourist influx coming in. So I think very, very exciting time, Dr. Martin.
Diraj, thank you. Valeria, picking up on your side, you're CMO of Gold Apple, beauty retail. Sorry, I'm jumping into I'm directing questions, apologies. Maybe just briefly introduce your business, but beyond that is how has the Saudi consumer, two questions. How is the Saudi consumer different from consumers in the GCC? Are they more demanding or are they less demanding? And how are you accommodating that from your store designs and customer experience?
Yes, of course, they are so different. That's why we try to attract them, not just with our brands that we have in our store, not just through our special app that I'm sure will be one of the favorite app in the kingdom soon, but also through some kind of entertainment that includes local occasions, and that's the most, and also local collaborations. That's really important for us. We want to now no one goes to the beauty store because of there are a lot of competitors now on the market everywhere globally. No one wants to go to the store just to buy beauty products. They want to, especially here in the kingdom, they want to have not just a good service, not just a good product, not only the original product. They also want kind of entertainment. They also want to kind of comfort and brand new experience that can be provided through our popular and really polite BIs and through our marketing campaigns, through every channels that we have. And we want to build a special space for our customers, and they ask for from our side, they ask to have integrated in a local market company, brand, store, and app. That means they can find us in a collaboration with any other local brands, with any favorite spaces that they usually visit. For example,
what are they specifically asking you here over there in Saudi? What do they want?
They want, first of all, that we should be fast, we should be modern, we should be on trend, because most of our customers are Gen Z, and they are expecting from us to provide modern, trendy service, modern advertisement campaigns that will inspire them. And also, they want to see us, our brand, in collaboration with popular places that they are all already love. So they want to see us in the same level with their favorite places. As a beauty store, it's really important to be on that line with popular wellness brands and with, for example, lifestyle brands. Yes. So they want to have a new experience from us, and sometimes even, I would say, from my perspective as a marketing director of Gold Apple, some of the clients even asked us, please, don't provide us any help. We want to have a rest from any advisors, from any advertisement in your store. So for that kind of customers, we create a special shopping bag with different colors. For those who want to have a shopping alone, they can choose white bag. For those who want to shop with the help of advisor, we produce a green bag. And they're really popular. After we released that new mechanic in our TikTok, of course we are in TikTok like a Gen Z brand, they send us, and a Snapchat also, they send us 1,000 comments that's what are we expecting for? Like, that's what we are really wait for, that kind of space when we can relax, not just buying something. So.
Thanks. I'll come back to you now and link some Alice's views on customer experience. But before I come to Mohammed, Mohammed, sort of, Dheeraj was talking about the consumer explosion, your words. My sense is Saudi Arabia, we don't have a demand side problem. we have a supply side problem. The demand is there, the consumer spend is there, liquidity is in the local market, and the aspirations and the spend of consumers is real and tangible. However, our mall infrastructure, perhaps on the hardware side, is lacking. How do you start thinking about, and I don't mean to direct your opening comments too much, but how do we start to think about how is mall infrastructure design starting to catch up on the supply side? Because clearly in my book, the demand side is way ahead, supply needs to catch up. What are your views?
That's a good question. First of all, it's a pleasure to be here with you. And that's a good question, actually, because Saudi Arabia now, if we look to Saudi Arabian market, retail, Saudi Arabia, it's not building the malls. Actually, that's my opinion. The latest or last couple of years, they are not the vision driving the market to not building the mall. They building experience. Starting from where? Starting from the rich culture which they have, this country, they try to use it to deliver something unique. If we engage this culture with the AI, which we see it now with the young generation, because I believe in the young generation very well this time, they have unique knowledge to drive the market in the right way, inshallah. If they engage it with the AI, they're starting to design something which is belong to them. They feel something. So if you take a look to any malls in the Saudi Arabia, they have to touch the culture. In private cities, they have to check what the culture said here. Okay, let's build something touch with them. So when you start design, you have to consider this point 100%. Then we move to another step. How to make this place experience, deliver very unique experience for this city. For example, in Al-Hassa, this city, they have like rich culture from long time ago. And we start build, when we start build this mall, we build it as per our culture over there. Skylight with AI, with technology, and we have very unique hypermarket, which is deliver product what they love. And we used all of that to create something touch with their mind. Now, after 1 week, and this is exclusive for you, we will launch, yes, we will launch the first unique entertainment destination in Al-Hassa. It's not a traditional entertainment. It's 5,000 square meters.
What makes it unique?
Uh-huh.
What makes it unique? Why is it unique?
What?
You say it's unique.
What's unique?
How?
Because we make mixed use entertainment, mixed use. How I say that, I bring the idea from the culture, engaged it with the AI, bring the identity and the character to the life, which is belong to the generation over there, the young people over there. So when I test it in soft opening, I have 40,000 visitors in one day. 40,000 in one city in Al-Hassa. That's a flashlight, big flashlight to me, to be honest with you. I never expect that. Anyway, I start build and develop it again and again. I create and develop the story. We deliver a story, Martin. Entertainment, it's not rides and games and stuff like that. Entertainment, it's the backbone for retail now. It's supporting malls. One of the strongest, as I said all the time, it's like one of a strong column in the mall. If you don't know how to use it, how to engage it with the other partner and even the operating the mall, if you're not running with the AI and having future knowledge and stuff like that, you missed a lot. Because now, Saudi Arabia, they're running in the same way, they're racing. We are not competing each other, we're competing ourselves. For what? For the consumers. Consumers, they want us to deliver something belong to them. They want, the family want joy. Young people want excitement. So when you deliver something like that to them, they will feel happy. Once they feel happy, they will come back and again and again, right or not? So that's our goal. That's our developer goals. They need fulfilled well every day. The revenues, good numbers every day. That's what we're looking for, right or not? So we would like to achieve that. We have to prepare us very well to deliver something special. We have to respect them. We have to respect this culture. If you respect, believe me, in Saudi Arabia, it's like biggest player now to drive the retail industry to the second level. After 2-3 years, that's my opinion. Many local brands now compete international brands. Why? Because they touch the culture and deliver it in a unique way. That's it.
Thank you. Omar, I mean, Mohammed talks about your last sentence, touching the culture. Sorry to direct your opening comments again, I'll just jump into it. But you're thinking around how, from Al-Andalus properties, how is culture, local demand, local tastes, let's call it culture, influencing your design thinking around retail mall infrastructure here in Saudi? Please.
This is a good question. Thank you for that. I know we are the last panel and some people are sleepy and tired, but I will try to be quick and I will answer it in Arabic, then I will summarize it quick in English. Yes, I think yes, in the culture and the design in Al-Andalus and in Saudi right now you will تبي تشوف أكثر من شغلة من ناحية التصاميم اليوم واهتمام السعودية فيها واهتمام الأندلس العقارية بشكل عام. If I will start يعني for example design, if I select الدرعية for example, how a new design is coming with the culture, the mall and the shopping and so on. Also عندنا في الأندلس العقارية الحمد لله now عندنا old mall, عندنا يعني مولات قديمة بشكل عام حاولنا نحن نرممها نوصل إلى الثقافة السعودية وش يحتاجون فيه بشكل عام من ناحية الديزاين. عندنا a good experience also في الأندلس مول with the mixed use tenant. عندنا health care عندنا hospitality that they will engage يساعد بشكل عام الكاستمر والذا انهم يزيدون الفود فول عندنا بشكل عام. To summarize and answer your question, let's give you before that the history of the mall. From my opinion, I think the mall they starting from just only shopping mall. Then this is the first stage. After that in Saudi you will see the mall shopping with entertainment. You will see the food and beverages coming down. So you see, for example, 50, 60. Then coming entertainment. And after that is coming fine dining. Then you will ask, why is coming? Then you are focusing for all the age of the family. You need full experience, full journey. The parents, father or your mother is coming to shopping, but your daughter, your son, you're going for the entertainment. Then you will close your experience with a good fine dining restaurant. I believe the third right now, still I don't see it at Riyadh, maybe avenues maybe is coming or another mall is coming, is the fully mixed use. And that's I think the third one, and that's they will affect in the culture and affect in the in our vision.
Thank you. Alistair, coming to you. So this is very interesting. Your day job is doing polling, surveys, questioning consumers, aspirant consumers about their experiences in retail, in Saudi Arabia, global, the region, whatever. What are you hearing from the consumer side And what is the match or potentially mismatch between what the consumers want and the mall operators, owners are providing? What are you seeing?
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you very much, everyone. Good to meet you all. So Alistair Toker, CXG. So as Dr. Martin starts to introduce us, we're a customer experience consultancy. My role is to run our projects within the region, but we also operate globally. Our focus is on premium and luxury, so that's where we operate. And as Dr. Martin mentioned, we do measurement through what was a traditional mystery shopping approach, however we don't call it, but that's that sort of approach, plus NPS, plus qualitative in terms of focus groups, consumer studies, and then we turn that into training. We have an academy and helping our clients then take the insights that we have from our programs and turning that into action. So I've been here since early this morning, so I've had to listen to all the panels and it's been really fascinating. We've talked a lot about the Saudi consumer, and I think we all are very, very clear on this, and to sum it up, young, well-traveled, well-educated, very well-educated in terms of the brands, and particularly in my world, in premium and luxury, this consumer here in Saudi really knows the brand. So what does that mean in terms of the experience? And this is where potentially maybe the mismatch, or what my clients and where we're working and helping them is trying to bridge that. And our focus is on the human experience. This is really where our expertise is. We're talking about understanding the customer, and then on the flip side, really looking at how the frontline teams, advisors, store managers, contact center employees, how they are matching that and providing what's expected. So this consumer is very, very well versed when it comes to brands, when it comes to the styles, when it comes to what they're looking for. Where we're trying to help our clients now, and in the last few years with Saudiization, is already they have a very good workforce within their frontline team. But what we've got to move the role of the advisor away from is somebody who is just someone who is there to educate and put through the transaction. Because the education piece is already done. The customer already knows probably more about the brand and the collections than the sales advisor themselves. And it's incredible, if you're shopping for a watch, for example, or a car, I can go and watch a 40-minute YouTube video, and I know more about the car and the watch in infinite detail. So why then am I still going to the store? Because we've heard a lot about this today. The stores are thriving, they're busy, the malls are thriving. Of course, it's about the experience. So for that frontline advisor, what's their role? Their role is to provide that experience and that culture when the customer comes in. Now, a huge advantage of Saudiization, which is a struggle in other GCC countries, is that the cultural part, in terms of having Saudi advisors serving Saudi customers, is already there, and it's matched. And this is a challenge in the UAE, in Qatar, and Kuwait, where you have a multinational frontline team, in terms of bridging and making a connection with the local customer in those countries. So that part is there. Where we're now helping our clients and the brands to move forward is, again, on this mindset. Not to focus all of your training just on product knowledge and think that that's it. Not to overload your store managers in terms of task, because their role has to be leading on the floor and being that front face and focusing on the soft skills and development of the team in that regard. So it is about being proactive. Proactivity is a key element when we do run our programs. It's one of our benchmark questions, which means that we have it across all of our programs around the world. How proactive was the advisor from start to finish? What type of questions did the advisor ask to get to know you as a customer? Was it all about just the product and the transaction, or did they actually really try to get to know you and understand really who you are? And then that's the steps to build a relationship. We've mentioned, I think, inspiration and storytelling in some of the blurb for this panel. Storytelling is huge, but it has to be relevant. So you must have to find out about what the customer knows already about your brand, what's interesting to them, and then adapt your storytelling. And then about the trial experience. This is key. If you're selling a car, it's getting that customer into the car, getting into that test drive as soon as possible. If it's about selling a watch or selling fashion, it's about putting the items on, helping to style them, letting them dream in the product. And then finally, and particularly for premium and luxury, it's about building the relationship for the future, being able to collect the contact details and then to follow up as well. So I think the mismatch, Dr. Martin, I think here is we still have a little bit of a way to go in some of these elements across a number of our clients. This is what we're trying to help them on. And it's about mindset of the store advisor, the types of training that they are giving to their frontline teams, and the support that they're giving to the store managers, area managers, retail directors in this regard to make sure that they're focused on these elements rather than focusing on anything else, which is maybe more operational and could be handled in a different way.
Alistair, got it. Thank you. Just linking what you said earlier, Diraj, you mentioned the inevitable number, 2030. So we're expecting increasing numbers of travelers, tourists coming into Saudi. On the supply side, as mentioned, you mentioned Mall of the Avenues Mall, Mohammed, 1,500 stores coming up. On the supply side, we have more malls coming up, Diriyah Square, amongst others, the Westfield Sonomi Mall. The supply side's coming through significantly. Let's fast forward 4 years. We have significant numbers of tourists forecast. What will the unique cultural experience be for tourists, consumers coming into Saudi-built, operated malls? What are your views?
Okay, very interesting question, very, very interesting question. So when we look at 2030, we're talking about a lot of tourist influx. The best part is a lot of people coming from outside haven't experienced Saudi as a country. Because of whatever reasons in the past, not very many people came in. People who came in to the holy cities. Now the government is inviting a lot of people, a lot of FDI. There are a lot of offices opening. We see flights full going back on Thursday evening. Again, Sunday morning, you'll see a lot of people coming in from GCC. So what's going to change is that this whole sphere will be from across the world now. I think what they'll experience, especially to Diriyah Gate, I think it's a fantastic, fantastic place, which gives an insight of what cultural heritage the country carries. The culture for me is the ethos, it's the depth, and it's about the community, how we are able to translate that into our day-to-day work, our day-to-day workplaces, and the malls. Like he mentioned, I've seen a lot of Andalus malls, and a lot of work is going on in terms of reshaping the malls, making it more, closer to what the culture is. I think that all will add up, and it will be the biggest key differentiator in the time to come.
Alistair, come back to yourself. Do we get this in terms of let's say we can make it unique. It's not unique, but we can make it unique. The service offering from tourists coming here. What is that unique Saudi offering that tourists may not expect, but may be surprised to receive? You're training a lot of these youngsters, entering retail. What is that? What do you tell them in terms of soft skills? What is that skill if you're a young Saudi sort of retail assistant working in a store? What are they offering it? What is that differentiator?
Well, I think if you have it, so particularly for tourism, for tourists coming to Saudi, is that, yeah. So I think, first of all, it's about tourists are looking at potentially for a new market like Saudi for tourists, and certainly someone like myself who comes here, and I've been coming here for a few times a year for the last few years. It's really to bring that cultural element into the experience. So share about the cultural aspect. Try to, and again, for brands as well, if you have capsule collections within the store, make sure you're proactively introducing that. This is a big part that we talk to our clients about. Maybe the customer has come in for something else, but if you've got something to show, be proactive, go and show that to the customer and highlight that. And particularly if you have a tourist in front of you, then again, also on the soft skills, it's not just about your brand and your product. Be bold in terms of talking about the events. Talk about what's happening in Riyadh season, the event that's happening that weekend. And this is the kind of what we want to really free up our frontline teams to talk about this. You're not just here for your brand, you're not just here for your product, you're here for Riyadh, you're here for Jeddah, you're here for Saudi as well. So be proud and talk to the clients about. But of course, you have to ask the right questions to begin with, because it might not be a tourist, it might be someone who's been here for 10 years. So this is coming back to my original, what I mentioned earlier, and a very key point is to ask the right questions, be able to really understand your customer, and then you can tailor to what you want to share with them.
Mark, coming back to what I said earlier, these new malls are coming on stream, the ones I mentioned. That's going to create a heightened competitive environment for incumbent existing malls. If we're looking forward 3, 4, 5 years, how will existing malls in Riyadh, other cities, how will they respond? How they'll become more fit for purpose, more consumer friendly in every respect? From brand offerings to access, think parking, think concierge services, wider experiences, as Mohammed was talking about. How will existing malls react to the new competition?
Remember to what the story, what I tell you, and what's the history of the mall. There is a still shopping mall, and that shopping mall, still the customer, they will coming for this mall just only for the shopping. That's one thing is very important. The second thing is the location and the accessibility. It's very important for the mall. I know there is a new mall, they will coming, there are new customer, they will coming, but that's still, what's the reason for visiting and you're going for this mall? Let me give you a quick, I'm telling you a story, but let's see quick what's happening in the last week. Still now, as you know, we are in the end of the year, and I am starting for the budget next year. And I'm surprised when I see we have 2 malls, Hayat Mall in Riyadh and Al-Andalus Mall in Jeddah. Hayat Mall only for the marketing, I'm surprised. We have just only in this year, in the next year, we have 35 events. So that's meaning each 10 days I have event. So that's meaning I'm not just focusing for the talent. I'm not just focusing on the festival. I'm just only focusing what's the customer they need. What's the customer they need? Every 10 days I have event. So that is I think is a lot for spending for us the developer. That's they will affect also for the competitor what they are thinking. Not only I am the real estate, just only to take it to I rent the space or the unit, then we will go. No, there is a lot of safety, a lot of things should be.
Do you think, again, I'm trying to say, you know, are the maybe Mohammed yourself, are the malls reacting in time? I mean, one of the big bugbears we all have, is accessibility, parking, accessibility. You mentioned, Omar. I mean, again, I'm from government. We're trying to help and fix things on infrastructure. We're doing a great job, but from a mall side, are the existing malls doing enough, you think, to anticipate this competition? I mean, what's your view on it?
Actually, we have 2 types of competition. Now, in Saudi Arabia, isolate the weak malls. What I mean isolating, it's like if you're not willing to develop your malls to run beside the major investor, you will be out of the market. Simple as, easy. So you have to invest. First of all, you have to invest in your mindset to just learn and catch more information. Where is this? Why is this market this faster like that? Why? So you have to stop and think and build and plan for the future to keep your mall running as well. The most important thing in retail and real estate in Saudi Arabia, numbers is talk. Numbers is talk. When numbers talk, you have to deliver very good services and respect this number. For example, if we talk about entertainment in 2024, we achieve we invest around in Saudi Arabia only $2.6 billion, and expecting in 2030, with matching with the 2030 vision, it will achieve $4.7 billion. That's growing by 12% per year. That's big number. That's big number. In real estate, they invest around 200.4 billion, and we expect in 2030 around $500 billion. That's a big sign for everyone. For one who has developed himself, develop his company to upgrade their skills, and because Martin, we dealing with very smart generation. To be honest with you, if you will unrespect them to deliver to him very good experience, you will be out of the. Doesn't matter if you you have different type of names, partner as a fashion or food and beverage or entertainment, or I build like unique mall and something. You're not touching their culture, and you are not delivering this different experience, which is belong to them. They will come to you in the first 6 months. After that, what about? They will not come back again, or maybe 50%. So you have to be considering about this point. About the servicing, the other services, you have to deliver the products and service under one roof with very smart operator. I'm talking about the malls operator. The malls operator, they have to be smarter. They have to have very well awareness about what's going on around them to keep his market share in the good shape and also going on in the future.
Valeria, Mohammed talks about responsiveness of mall operators. You being a retailer, a multinational retailer, how would you describe your experience of responsiveness, agility of mall operators as to how you operate here in Saudi Arabia? Are they responsive to your needs, your requirements? Compared to, I'm making a comparison, Saudi versus other markets in which you operate. What's your opinion?
Yes, we are really, we learn a lot of new things about, a lot of new things about our business after we launched here in the kingdom. And especially mostly from the customers' feedback and from our partners' feedback. In our top strategy is to listen every feedback that we have. In our top manager group, we have a chat with every day's feedback from every person who has kind of a connection with our brand, and we react to all of them, and we learn through them, and we try to be we try to react to this feedback immediately. And in our strategy also is to be really fast according to the what customers need, what our partners need, what our competitors launched. So we are ready to react to everything really fast. And here in the kingdom, we learn one lesson that we need to react even more faster than in any GCC countries when we are operating. So it's still for us a big challenge, like especially because in Russia we are the largest beauty retailer in Russia. We have like more than 50% share of e-commerce in our business. Here, of course, because we started not that far, we have less share of e-commerce, but we believe that we can achieve the goal of the share that we built for us, because nevertheless it's hard here. It's harder than in Russia, but it's still really interesting, and we see how it's developing through the time, and we want to follow that trend, and we want to suggest to our customers something really new for the market.
Last question from my side before I ask everyone to conclude. Alistair, is one criticism I often hear from consumers is there's not enough brand variety in the malls. We need to have more brands. One mall looks pretty much like the other in terms of brand offering. What should we be doing as mall operators, whoever it may be, as companies, retailers, to bring more brands in the market, to diversify offering, and to cater for a wider array of consumers? What would your advice be?
So I think what you mentioned before, and I had a chance to visit Hayat Mall yesterday actually, and I see exactly what you were speaking about in terms of, I think brands are looking for this multi kind of category experience in the malls. In Hayat, I walked in and you had a medical services pop up in the entrance, which was a lot of people around it. I saw you're opening a co-working space as well, so you're going to have people coming there. So I think this is fantastic for brands to see that there's life, there's things happening, there's activities, there's events. I think I wouldn't say I'm the expert in terms of this, in terms of kind of a property management, but what I would say in terms of exactly having regular events and activities. I'm afraid if you allow me just to jump away from KSA, I'm a resident of Abu Dhabi, and I live 15 minutes away from Yas Mall on Yas Island. Now, they have a very, very regular event calendar, which is massively benefiting the mall. Every time there is an event on Yas Island, there's something happening in the mall. Last weekend was the UFC, the Ultimate Fighting, as I'm sure many of you know. What did they have all week? They had the fighters doing their practice, their warm-ups in the center of the mall. There were crowds there. There was lots of people happening.
Sounds a bit violent.
Sorry?
Sounds a bit violent.
It was just a practice in the mall. They were just against the pads. But the malls were packed, and that meant the stores were packed as well. The F&B was packed all around the town square of Yas Mall. These are the kind of things which I'm sure retailers love. And may I bring it back to my frontline team, my heart of my frontline team, we can also make sure that the frontline teams are aware of the events happening in the mall, because they are a big part to share with the mall customers, the mall visitors, what's happening. They can provide feedback back to the mall about what the customers are saying. There's a great link there that I think both malls and brands and frontline teams can benefit from that. So lots of events, lots of activities, but also listening to the brands and the frontline teams as well. What would they like to see? What will help them in terms of driving sales in that mall?
To conclude, I'm very Swiss on my timing, so it's almost 6 o'clock. But I'll start with yourself. I work down literally 20, 30 seconds. I want to link two things, is customer experience and the mall infrastructure offering. How do we sort of bridge that gap, if that gap exists? Valeria, starting with you, way forward, what's your outlook?
Gap between?
Customer expectation experience versus mall offering.
I think we should ask them. As a retailer, we prefer to ask them mostly through the special digital, staff equipment that we have. And I want to say digitalization because it can bring connection between offline space and online space. For example, in our store, soon we will have a special registration system for our customers when they can choose the event, for example, that is happening in our store online, and apply to visit this event. We attract them into our app and tell them a story about our entertainment, about our brands, and ask them about their feedback. And we are working with that data, and we change our business according to their feedback really, really fast. So digitalization and I think fast reaction to the customer's feedback, and we should be ready to change something really, really fast.
Agility, got it. Alistair?
So very quickly, in a recent program we did where we looked at mall experience in Saudi, one element that was missing was the mall services. So in terms of being able to maybe a delivery service for the mall can put on, in terms of extra services, in terms of VIP shopping, these elements. So I mentioned events and activities, but I think services could be a key part to look into. But of course, speak to the customers and the brands first to understand exactly what services would benefit the customer most.
Amar, outlook?
Yes, I agree. The services and the last mile of the maybe logistic, maybe this is very important. That's affecting the logistic thing and how we can use it and the online and maybe the AI. Maybe this four thing what's coming in my mind right now.
Got it. Mohammed?
Well, when you deliver services and offering the same time, the same direction, you have to work in the same way in technology and activities. When you deliver technology and activities in a very good way, It's reducing the gap between both of them. So I think the AI now driving us to understand better our guests what you want, and also serve them faster, and also make them feeling something belong to them. Easy. We connect with them. This gap to reducing automatic to reducing by like connecting them online and offline. Online by dealing with them and connecting with them by several applications, and also offline by deliver to them like very unique activities in the place.
Diraj, last word.
So, Dr. Martin, I'll try and complete in not 30 seconds, a little more, but I'll keep it short. So, I think retail has evolved over a number of years. A lot of properties that we see in terms of malls were built at a certain time when certain things were going that direction. Since retail has evolved, the customer has evolved. The customer is much more aware than he or she was ever. And they've traveled a lot. We have a demographic dividend, very, very young customer as well, who've seen the West, the East, they know what malls are, what's on offer. I think to be very honest, there are a lot of malls which have started making that change, as we said and pointed out rightly, but there are still a lot of players who need to make that pace much faster. If we're talking about the 2030 or even before that, to be ready for the influx when it actually hits you. So a lot of things in terms of experience, parking, segmentation, a lot of work needs to be done still. And I think time is of essence. It is short. We're looking at a 3 to 4 year period. Anybody who does it faster and with the competition coming in will win the race. Thank you.
Diraj, thank you all. To conclude, I think, whether it's a career, whether it's a company, or whether it's a country, nothing improves one's performance like competition. And I think certainly that's what the mega trend of Saudi Arabia is, and it's only going to accelerate. That's what I'm hearing from you guys, certainly. You spoke about the consumer. Alistair, the consumer pressure is certainly there. Very demanding consumers, and that's a good thing. That's forcing positive change. We will see over time which companies emerge from this, which malls emerge from this, and those are the ones who will be most adaptable to the rapidly changing conditions here in market, in the highly increasingly marketizing competitive market that is Saudi Arabia. Thank you all very, very much. Thank you, everybody. It's been a long day. Thank you for your patience and time and the conversation. Appreciate it.